Hello again. Welcome to Lesson 8. Linear versus non-linear relations. This is pretty much the bulk of the course. And as you progress throughout high school mathematics, you will learn a lot about linear relations versus non-linear. Okay? Now, what in the world is that? So, seeing as you're doing this worksheet, it tells me you've already gone through the lesson. So I'm not going to reiterate the lesson. Now let's take a look here at what the question is asking. So two students are working on an investigation of linear relations involving the pattern below. Sketch the next three figures in the pattern. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. The first figure is this box. Second figure, what happened, what is being added to it. Third figure, what is being added to it. Fourth, fifth, sixth figure, etc. For question 2, you are asked to find the perimeter. Find the perimeter of each figure in each case. Complete the chart below. Well, for figure 1, let me move this up a little bit. So for figure 1, what is the perimeter? Well, again, the perimeter is the distance around. So let me start at this corner. So 1, let's just assume each side is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perimeter is 4. Okay, there are no units given here, so we'll just leave it at that. Now for figure 2, what is the perimeter? Pick a corner. I am going to pick this corner and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay? And so forth. And fill out the rest of that chart. Now, for part C, says, graph the data on the grid below. Make sure the scale for the figure axis goes up to 10. Make sure the perimeter goes up to 50. Draw a line or curve of best fit. Okay. So I'm not going to draw an accurate one for you. I'm not going to do your work for you. But what this is essentially saying is using most of the grid. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay. And let me grab a ruler. Always use a ruler when you're drawing graphs. Okay. So, I am going to draw myself a y-axis, which is again called a dependent variable because it depends on our independent variable, which is what again? That's right. It is the variable on the x-axis that does not depend on any other variable in the question. So, on your sheet, I made some changes. It's a little different from the master copy I have in front of me. The x-axis will be your figure number, okay? And what I mean by the figure number is, looking back on your first sheet, the figure numbers, okay? So, in fact, it says there to go up to 10. If you go up to 6, that's fine. So, the perimeter will be on this side, so perimeter. And at the bottom, figure number. Figure number. So 1, I'm going to double space it to give myself more space. So 1, 2 spaces, 2, 2 spaces, 3, 2 spaces, 4, etc., etc. Now the perimeter, I need to go up to 50. Okay. Reason being, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Some of the perimeters of the bigger figures go up that high. So obviously, going by ones, I wouldn't be able to fit 50 in here. Let's see. Let's try 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That can work. Let's try 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, not going to work. Let's go by 5s. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yada yada, all the way up. Okay, now I'm just going to show you how to do the first one. So on the first figure here, got a perimeter of 4. Okay, I'm going to use the same color. So the first figure, we got a perimeter of 4. First figure, perimeter of 4. draw a nice big dot so I can see there. Okay. Now the second figure, I got a perimeter of 8. So second figure, got a perimeter of 8. Okay, so you do the same for all the other figures. Okay. And for the last part of this worksheet, you were to fill out the perimeters here, okay, which is copied from the front of the page. And figure 1, we found out to be 4, which was in purple. Figure 2, we found out the perimeter to be 8, which is in orange. Now, as you fill these out, we're going to take a look here at finding something called the first difference. And the first difference, if going through the lesson, you should know what that means. It's the difference between these values. So the first difference here between these two, I gave you an example here. First difference is number 1 is the perimeter of the second one versus the perimeter of the first one. So if we take a look here, 8 minus 4. So you know what? Let me color code it so you can see where the numbers came from. 8 minus 4 equals 4. So that's the first difference for the first one. Okay. Now for the third figure, just so we know you're clear, the third figure, we didn't exactly fill that out, did we? No. So I'm going to use the pink and count from this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For figure 3, 12. Which means figure 3, 12. So the first difference here would be 12, the second one, minus the 8, and that gives me 4. And voila. Okay? See you next lesson.